Hello everyone and welcome to the online lecture series by Shet Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College of Science and Commerce. Myself Jayesh Rajgor, and today I am going to teach you about 12th Standard Economics, chapter number 2, Utility Analysis. Yes, my dear students, in the last video lectures we studied chapter number 1, Micro and Macroeconomics. We already studied the features of microeconomics, features of macroeconomics, their scope, and how exactly micro and macroeconomic analysis helps us in growing and developing our economy and doing overall analysis of our resources as well. In today's chapter, we are going to study a new concept called as utility and understand the law of diminishing marginal utility. So, my dear students, from today onwards, we are going to start with chapter number 2, Utility Analysis. Let us begin. My dear student, let us first understand the definition of utility. Utility is the capacity of a commodity to satisfy human wants. Yes, my dear students, every commodity possesses utility. Every commodity has a power. It has a power of satisfying our wants. Our wants are unlimited, but somewhere or the other, to satisfy wants, to fulfill our wants, we require products, we require commodities, and every commodity possesses utility. Thus, in economics, the definition of utility is the capacity of a commodity to satisfy human wants, or we can say utility is the want satisfying power of a good. Why exactly utility analysis is required? In practice, every individual tries to satisfy his wants with available resources. It is true that all human wants cannot be satisfied fully at a specific time. And so, utility analysis explains a consumer's behavior in relation to maximization of satisfaction. Yes, my dear students, every consumer or every individual wants to maximize his satisfaction, wants to increase his satisfaction, and thus he demands different commodities at different time. And when he consumes different commodities, his utility level changes, and thus utility analysis helps us in understanding the behavior of the consumer. Here are some features of utility. My dear students, in our textbook we can see all the features of utility listed as follows. Utility is multi-purpose. Utility is a relative concept. Also, it is stated that utility is a subjective concept. Utility is also called as the basis of demand. Sometimes utility is hypothetical. Utility is also a very important ingredient which is dependent on intensity of want. My dear students, utility differs from usefulness, it differs from pleasure, it differs from satisfaction, and also it is ethically neutral. All these points are important for your board exams. So, my dear students, let us understand these points in detail. The first one is utility is multi-purpose. A commodity can satisfy the want of more than one person. It can also be put to several uses. For example, electricity can be used to serve many purposes and for many people at some point of time. Yes, my dear students, utility, that is want satisfying power of a commodity, is present in every commodity which we use. Electricity being one of them has many purposes or many uses, and thus we can state that utility is also multi-purpose in nature. The next point says relative concept. Utility is related to time and place. It varies from time to time and place to place. Always remember, relative concept means related to, and utility is related to time and place. It changes with time and place. For example, woolen clothes have a greater utility in winter. And also, sand has greater utility at construction site than at the seashore. You can see as time changes, the utility of particular commodity changes. Similarly, as place changes, utility of sand also increased. So in this way, we can state that utility is a relative concept. Let us move further. The next point is subjective concept. Yes, my dear students, utility is a psychological concept. Utility differs from person to person. This is due to differences in taste, preferences, likes, dislikes, nature, habits, profession, etc. For example, stethoscope has utility to a doctor but not to a layman. Very simple point. This point explains the psychological concept of utility. It helps us in understanding that, my dear students, every person is different and thus he has different tastes, preferences, likes, and dislikes. So, based on his likes or dislikes or habits, he chooses products he wants to use. Similarly, it is subjective that a thing which is useful for one person might not be useful for the other. Thus, this example proves to be very important, where we can see that a stethoscope is useful for a doctor but not for an ordinary person because he doesn't know the use of it. Let us move forward with the next point of view: features of utility. Yes, utility is the basis of demand. A person will demand a commodity only if it gives utility to him. For example, a sick person has utility in medicines, hence, he demands medicines. Once again, I repeat, my dear students, utility is the want satisfying power of a commodity. Utility is actually the basis of demand. It is only and only when we require a particular thing or we require utility, we always tend to create demand. For example, a sick person has utility in medicines only when he is sick. Otherwise, no one eats medicines unnecessarily. So, it is very simple to understand that utility is creating demand. The next point here states hypothetical. Yes, my dear students, measurement of utility is hypothetical. Utility is an abstract concept, it is a psychological concept. So, there is no direct measurement of utility, or we cannot directly calculate how much utility you have derived. But to understand it in a better way, in our textbooks, it is been described or measured cardinally. Cardinally means in numbers. Cardinal or numerical measurement of utility is not possible. But to understand it in a better way, Alfred Marshall or economists like Alfred Marshall have stated utility in numbers. For example, a thirsty person after drinking water may derive higher or lower level of utility. Thus, utility can only be experienced and found either positive, zero, or negative. Negative utility is called disutility. So, as it is an abstract concept, my dear students, it has no measurement in reality. But to understand it easily and to understand the various concepts related to utility, we do measurement of utility in numbers. The next point says depends on the intensity of want. Yes, my dear students, utility depends on how urgent the want is. How much badly do you need that particular product, or how much badly do you want to satisfy your want? The more urgent the want, the more utility you will derive. Utility depends on the intensity of want. More intense the want, greater will be the utility. As and when the urgency of want declines, utility diminishes. For example, a hungry person finds more utility in food than a person who is not hungry. So basically, you can understand, my dear student, utility is present in every commodity. The more the urgent the want, the more satisfaction you will derive. So utility depends completely on the intensity of the want. Here are some 3 important points which state that utility differs from these 3 terms. Usually, utility and usefulness sound to be similar or same. Same goes with pleasure and satisfaction. We tend to mistake or mistakenly we understand utility as usefulness or pleasure or satisfaction. But utility is different from usefulness, utility is different from pleasure, and it is also different from satisfaction. Let us understand these 3 points. Differs from usefulness. Utility is the capacity of a commodity to satisfy human wants, whereas usefulness indicates value in use of the commodity. Yes, my dear students, value in use means usefulness, whereas capacity of a commodity is called as utility. Capacity is there in every commodity, but every commodity might not be useful. For example, milk has both utility as well as usefulness to a consumer, while liquor has utility only to an addict but has no usefulness. So this example makes it very clear that utility differs from usefulness. Moving forward, utility also differs from pleasure. Yes, my dear students, once again I repeat, utility is the capacity of commodity to satisfy human want, but pleasure is something which is experienced by a person or enjoyment which is experienced by a person. So every product which has utility doesn't necessarily gives us pleasure. A commodity may possess utility, but it may not give any pleasure to the consumer. For example, injection for a patient has utility because it cures the ailment, but it hardly gives an enjoyment or pleasure to him. So, here we can understand that utility is also different from pleasure. Moving forward, utility also differs from satisfaction. Utility is a cause of consumption. Satisfaction is the end result of consumption. This line is very important, which states utility is a cause, yani the first step of consumption, whereas satisfaction is the last one, that is the end result. They are interrelated but still different concepts. For example, a thirsty person drinks a glass of water since water has the capacity to satisfy thirst. Utility of water is the cause of consumption and the satisfaction derived is the end result of consumption. So here we state that utility differs from satisfaction also. Moving towards the last point. The last feature of utility says utility is ethically neutral. Yet another point which is important from the board exam point of view. This question arose in the last year's board exam also. Utility is ethically neutral. The concept of utility has no ethical consideration, no moral values. It is morally colorless concept. The commodity should satisfy any want of a person without consideration of what is good or bad, desirable or undesirable. For example, a knife. Yes, my dear student, a knife has utility to cut fruits and vegetables as well as it can be used to harm someone. Both wants are of different nature but are satisfied by the same commodity. Thus, utility is ethically neutral. Here in this video, we studied all these features of utility. In the next video, we'll continue with this chapter further. Chapter number 2, Utility Analysis. Till then, thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe.